What's going on, everyone? Doug Lane, Fast Lane Car Care. Thanks for watching. Today, I'm knocking out a bunch of content. It's a beautiful day. It's about 58 degrees here. Nice and sunny, just the way I like it. About ready to start detailing season up here, and just wanted to get a bunch of content on this nice day. So, earlier I three-step polished part of this panel here, and here's the part I didn't do. As you can see, it's got a lot of wash marks and abrasions, and it got me to thinking back to the last couple years I've been doing this, and people have asked about like waxes taking scratches out. I mean, I even had one lady like tell me that a body shop told her it would work. They told her to go buy McGuire's cleaner wax, right? It says cleans, polishes, and protects in one easy step, high gloss shine. It's like $8, right, at the auto parts store or whatever. And like somebody had keyed this individual's car and they said that it would take it out. And I'm like, no, it's not. You have to polish it. I mean, you might even have to wet sand it. That's the route they went, which is understandable. But I'll show you why in a moment, how it removes them. Also, what I have here is Chemical Guys 3X Carnauba Paste Wax. This stuff is about $20 for a container. And then I also have Chemical Guys M Sealer. This stuff, I got this, I got a bunch of stuff from them when I first started getting into this. And for those of you who don't know about the way they work, if you spend X amount of dollars, you get to pick a free prize. So I got that as a prize. I want to say that they were selling them at the time for like $20-some for the 16-ounce bottle. No, I take that back. I think it was more than that. I will try to find the link if they still even offer it and see how much it is, so you can get an idea. But basically the point that I want to make is just because you're spending more money doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a better result. So be careful. So I'm going to put you on the tripod. Okay. So first off, I'm going to use a regular microfiber applicator pad for all three. And what I want to do is essentially follow the manufacturer's directions for this part here. This is the part that has the most scratches, right? This whole surface has been clay barred, and this part has not been polished. The other two have. So it's not really a fair comparison to use this on the other two. So what I'm going to do is just spread it nice and even. Make sure I get good coverage, nice thin coat. Then it also says wait for it to dry. Also, don't eat it. That's on the label. Don't eat it. It could be harmful if you eat it. If you do eat it, please call Poison Control. Disclaimer: don't eat anything that you're going to put on your car. Alright. Now, on this part, I'm going to do from here down. I'm going to use the M Sealer liquid wax. Well, it's a sealant. Basically, the difference between a sealant and a wax is the sealants are synthetic. Carnauba is made from a tree in Brazil, I believe, the carnauba tree. It basically excretes the carnauba wax onto its leaves as a form of sunblock. So waxes are natural. Carnauba waxes are a natural product. There are some hybrids that blend synthetics in for different reasons. Longevity and gloss enhancement usually are the two biggest. So what I want to do is, the sealant obviously is going to last a lot longer. We're not really worried about that. We're going to be looking at the gloss between the two. The XXX paste wax versus the M-Seal. So I'm going to put the M-Seal down here, and we will do the Carnauba paste wax up here. So right there's where I use the Meguiar's. I'm going to flip to the other side. I'm going to use this. This actually got so cold over the winter that the container cracked, so the lid is really not wanting to fit. There we go. I just put some on the clean side of this applicator pad. It is 3:27 right now. I'm going to come back in about 15 minutes. That's usually 15 to 20 minutes is about what it takes. Now, being in direct sunlight, it'll probably take less time to bond to the surface. It shouldn't be a big deal either way. Also note, a lot of products will say, you know, only apply in shade, don't apply in direct sunlight. That's a good rule of thumb to follow, but that's usually just a disclaimer so that if something bizarre happens, it's not on them. As I'm sure we'll see here, it's not really going to make a difference, and that's going to be that. So stick around. All right, guys, we're back. It is now 3:47, so it's been a minute. I'm going to take this soft pile microfiber towel, and I'm going to, as gently as possible, buff this off. As you can see, all three came off pretty easily despite being in direct sunlight. We'll take you off the tripod. So what we're going to focus on up here, excuse me, is the Meguiar's claims to remove scratches, correct? I still see lots of wash marks and swirls. Stepping back, can you see any difference in the three different waxes that we used? Remember, the Meguiar's cost about $8 for a container. The XXX Carnauba costs around $20, and then the M-Sealer, I just looked it up, it is $49.99 for that size container, but you get a special price down to $24. So different lengths of longevity, different waxes in general. The M-Sealer's recommended and rated at a little over 6 months. I've used it on my vehicles myself, and I would say that's fair. If anything, it probably lasts a little bit longer. But here's the interesting thing about this. Here's the way that they claim that it removes scratches. I'm gonna go get my panel wipe, and I will be back. So, essentially, what they say is that it removes scratches. What it's actually doing is filling those scratches in so they are less visible. So I just sprayed it with a diluted rubbing alcohol concentration, and I'm going to wipe it away. Now, I think that it probably filled in a little bit. I think it looks a little worse now because I just removed all the wax, but it really didn't remove them, did it? So that was the point I wanted to make. The second point I wanted to make is don't get wrapped up, you know, in a lot of the car care products, the black car kits, the white car kits, you know, all that stuff. Is there some truth to it? Absolutely. Sure, it probably does make a difference, but in the end, in the real world, you know, if you were to take two identical cars, let's say two black Chevy Camaros, set them side by side, and you know, factory fresh, never washed, so there's, you know, likely the same amount of defects, hopefully none since nobody's washed it, and you had the same person wash the car, decontaminate it, because even if it's brand new, there will still be contaminants in it, and I promise you that. And then use the same, you know, wash method, process, and everything, and the only variable you changed was the wax. I don't think that you would ever notice a difference if you used a black wax or just, you know, a regular wax. So, you know, if that's your hobby and you want to spend money on car care products just to spend money on it, more power to you. But I've spent more money than I care to share on different products, trying out different combinations and whatnot, and you know, there's just really not that much of a difference. Not to justify the added expense of some of them. That's not to bash McGuire's, it's not to bash chemical guys, it's not to bash any other, you know, product manufacturer at all. Many of them make really good products, but in the end, it's always their job to separate you from your money, and they do that by offering a product that fills a void. So, you know, that's why they have the black car care kits and white car care kits and all that kind of thing. Like I said, does it make a big difference? Probably not to most people, especially here in Ohio, where it rains every other day and snow and everything. I mean, your car gets dirty so fast. Are you really going to notice the difference in shine when you're going to drive 10 minutes down the road and it's going to be covered in dust again?